Lachie, first time for the season, you get back-to-back wins. How satisfying is that, and important to get that going into such a big game on the weekend?
Yeah, no, it was cool. It was cool. It was something we spoke about all week. Just backing it up, and we knew we had to start fast on Saturday, and we did that. I think it was 8-0 half time or something. So, against a quality side like Manly, we're happy with our performance.
And how about yourself? Do you feel a little bit of pressure lift off your shoulders with those wins, and I guess yourself starting to find a bit of form, and tell us about how you have dealt with that stuff?
Nah, it was fine. It was a team effort. It's everyone sort of had to turn up and do our own jobs, and we knew we all had to be on. So we're all proud of our efforts there. Yeah.
Do you feel like you've changed anything in the last couple of weeks that sort of maybe led to these results?
I'll probably just simplify my role. We can attack and we can score points everywhere. So if I can just get the ball, to our star players, and just makes my job easier. So just simplify my role and do my job right.
Tell us about the jersey that you're wearing.
Yep, no, it's pretty cool. Yeah, this is our Anzac jersey this week, honouring Spencer Walclate, former Dragon. So that's pretty cool. It hits close to home. So I think it's St George Dragon 221. So that's pretty cool, and had his family come down today and tell us a bit about his story and what he did and how he sort of honoured his role in the army. So that was pretty cool. It was pretty touching. So we're glad to honour him this weekend.
And how does it resonate for you and your family and your culture?
I think I'm just excited to play on my first Anzac Day. I've watched this my whole life, and to finally play in one, it's pretty cool. So Anzac Day is always a massive occasion, especially here in Sydney, and to play in the Dragons Roosters game, I'm really excited.
As a Dragons fan growing up, must have been one game I know you mentioned before, but how special was it in your calendar as a fan? Did you go to it and watch it?
I can't remember if I ever went to a game. That was all pretty expensive, but always sold out. So but always watching from home, always seeing the massive crowd, and no matter where each team is on the ladder, it's one of those games where they both the teams and the fans always get up. So it's really exciting.
What have you made of the Roosters so far this season? They've obviously knocked off Penrith and lost in a big way on the weekend, but they've been a bit up and down. Does that mean that you sort of really get up for them? Because I know in this game, throughout the years, it doesn't matter where the teams are, they always step up.
Yeah, like you said, I don't think it matters where each team, one could be first, one could be last. I think, we both play as two good sides on the weekend. So, I'm really excited, but we just got to focus on ourselves and, sort of play our footy. So we're excited to do that.
The last two clashes with Roosters you had 30 and 42 point deficits. Do you make anything from that?
I didn't play, so I'm a new Dragon. So, but we got a new team this year, and we're all pretty excited, and it's definitely something that we want revenge on that. So everyone's pretty excited.
It's a little concerning, I guess. Even though you did win on the weekend, you did have that big lead, and they did manage to come back. That sort of you've been able to get out to those fast starts, but sort of holding on to them is proving a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, we're just happy to sort of win a close one. We won a close one against Storm, and to win another close one against a quality side like Manly, it definitely gives us confidence that we can win those close games. Would have liked to win those sort of closer games that we lost, but it is what it is, and we've learnt from then, and we're excited for this week, and hopefully win by a bit, and it's not a close one.